Good morning. Today I would like to talk to you about one very important subject, and that is disease. Something that we don't like to think about. We don't want to concentrate on the negative. We think that we will be fine. But it's not guaranteed for anybody that they will be disease-free all their life. In fact, we all get sick at some stage in our lives, right? It can come from your family history, it can come from your lifestyle, or you can catch something from somebody else. There is dangers everywhere. We shall be ready, mentally and physically. What is this physical readiness? It is your immune system. Yes, of course, the stronger your immune system is, the less likely you are to get sick. This does make sense, right? Yes, in some areas, but you shall reduce your chances of getting sick. Why? Because you don't want to suffer pain, right? Right, not that sort of pain, not the pain that comes from disease. And two, you don't want to be burdened to other people, making other people suffer, making other people feel like, oh, that poor thing, oh, we shall take care of him or her. Nobody wants to be a burden, right? So lately I've been working on one cancer patient who has been refused surgery and refused treatment now, and is basically waiting for the obvious end. And cancer is something that is not rare, that can be in our family, can be in our friends' family, in our close relatives. So I would like to share with you today some of the advice for cancer patients. But before you say, oh, I don't want to listen to this, I don't know anybody who has cancer and I don't want to know. This might be useful to you. Why? Because any prevention of the disease is good, strengthening your immune system. So these rules that I'm going to read out to you, they are designed for somebody who is going to die, according to the doctor's opinion at the hospital. Yet these rules can benefit us all. We don't have to stick to them 100%, but as long as we are aware of them and perhaps adapt our lifestyle to follow these rules more or less, we can reduce our chances of getting high blood pressure, diabetes, high cholesterol and whatever else. So let's read them. Can you hear the classical music? Yes. It's quite stressful to look at the scans and read the verdict of the doctor. Even if it is other people, it still affects me. So I try to help myself with music a little bit to get into that neutral state where you think straight. An important thing is to think straight, whether it is your relative, your loved one, or yourself, or somebody you don't even know. But being emotional will not help, right? Okay. To follow all of these rules is like a full-time job. And yes, nobody can follow them 100% unless you are very, very, very disciplined. And I've never met people who are that disciplined to follow all the rules. But you can try. Maybe pick one out of the whole lot and just adapt it to your lifestyle or the lifestyle of your parents. Recommend them, and it can help and save them from a lot of pain later. And being a burden too. Avoid using soap. Yeah, let's be dirty girls and boys. Why the soap? Because the coating, natural coating on the skin, which can be a little bit fatty coating, is a natural part of our immune system. It protects us. It's a protective coating. So there are places like your armpits, and if we're not Korean people do not smell. Their sweat does not smell. If we're Westerners, very likely it is that our sweat smells and we want to remove it. Now, what removes sweat? Lime, natural remover. Lemon can help too. Water. It does. If you just wash yourself with water, perhaps you will not remove all the sweat and all the fat 100%, but it will help. And using soap, if you really have to, like once a week, is fine. Or using it on the areas that really need to be rubbed with soap. the stinky, smelly areas. Depends on you, depends on how much you sweat, depends on what season it is in your country, but try to avoid usual soap. Now there's also an option of using organic probiotic soap, 100% vegetable based. No propylene glycol or petrochemicals, which are in usual soaps that you get from the supermarket with the smell of flowers, roses, which is so chemical and so artificial, and color and whatever else is about that soap is artificial. Wanted to share with you like this stuff, protective probiotic body wash, and that does not mean that you come home from the gym every day and start to rub that on you everywhere every day. No, just once a week is enough, and perhaps sometimes under the armpits and in some sweaty areas, but not every day. And also, if you have long hair or short hair, don't wash it every day. The more you wash it, the faster it's trying to recover that protective coating, the more quickly it will get oily. So the less you wash it, the less oily it will get. With my videos you can tell how often I wash my hair, because when I film it's still wet. So have you seen it wet for the last 3 days? Probably not, 4 days. And it's still looking okay, right? Natural curls. And the hair is healthy because it needs the fat coating. A lot of people misunderstand that this slightly sticky, slightly fat coating on the hair or on the skin is dirt. It's not dirt, it's your immune system, it's part of it. So stay away from soap and body washes, especially what you get at the supermarket with like smell that makes you almost like paralyzed, how strong it is. Okay. Avoid all animal products except honey. No foods that contain hormones like soy products, soy milk, tofu, and so on. Again, this is advice to a cancer patient. For you, it should sound like reduce all animal products. And just to add something from Lena, reduce meat, but cut out all the dairy, milk products is poison. Do some research on the internet, don't take my word for it if you do not believe me. And no, you don't need to write to me about it. This is a personal opinion. You have the right to have your own, so no arguments, please. Keep the body warm. Hot is even better. Slightly warm temperature of the body is good. No air conditioning or fans. Must keep the body temperature slightly above 36.6. Wear long sleeves. Now, this person lives in Thailand. So a lot of people try to cool themselves down and overusing air conditioners and fans, even in the time when they sleep. But the body will use these precious enzymes and precious energy to try and keep the body warm, trying to keep itself warm, and waste that energy on trying to maintain the temperature instead of working on your, say, cleansing the system while you sleep. Because the fan is on, it's like, yes, let's try to warm ourselves up. Being slightly hot is okay. Don't be afraid of sweat. If you need to use a deodorant, it's better to get deodorants that are more natural. If you're into a very extreme natural style, lime. 1 drop of lime under 2 armpits, and you can put it in the fridge and use it like for a week, is enough to keep you smell free for the whole 24 hours. Take my word for it. This is what I use too. No matter how much you sweat, if it's yoga or if it's anything else, lime, a drop of lime will keep the smell away for a long time. So keeping the body warm is important. Now, massaging hands, feet and ears. In Thailand, it's common to go and get a massage, right? And it's cheap. When I was living in Korea, massage was expensive, but still I would make it possible to go and get a massage once a week. Massage is good. It makes your fluids circulate. It makes the energy circulate as well. If you cannot afford massage, if you have a wife or a girlfriend, massage their hands, massage their feet. I know you love it. Massage their ears. Just like in our hands and feet, our ears have all these points. Like this is connected to your liver, that is connected to your kidneys, your spine, and so on. If you don't know where the points are, you don't really have to know. So you won't remember. I don't remember too. But massaging your own ears when you can, and if you have a loved one, massaging their ears, their feet, and their hands with pressing on the right spots. 5 minutes a day. Doesn't have to be every day, but sometimes, especially this area. If your body is not quite okay, it will hurt, and sometimes it can hurt on one side and not hurt on the other. Massage is good, okay? Keep the body moving. Even slight slow moves will do. No sitting down for long periods of time. It will result in swelling and blockages. If you, and most of us are, working, sitting down in front of a desk, in front of a computer, 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, okay, get up for coffee. Now what's going to happen when you sit back down? The fluids do not flow. So moving is good. A lot of little movements, even though they might be pointless. Stretch, you know. Stretch. This is it. This is all the movements you really need. Stand up, sort of move around. You don't need to do a whole yoga routine, exercise routine. Moving often is good. It keeps things circulating. So your joints and your muscles and your tendons and your vessels get all the movement they need, and things circulate better. When they circulate better, they cleanse themselves better, right? So moving. Right now, moving. Fingers, elbows, shoulders, spine, neck, face. What else is there? Hip joints, knees, feet, ankles. Hitting your calves. Movement. Moving on. Take a nap during the day, not long enough to go into the random eye movement sleep phase. So keep it under half an hour, if you can, under 20 minutes. A nap during the day is a wonderful thing to renew your energy. On the chair, doesn't matter what position you're in, on the chair in the office, just sort of lie back. Maybe on the desk like this. 20 minutes won't make much difference, but watch your pose so that you won't get like, later. A nap during the day is an excellent way to freshen up. Now, the next one. Avoid using or being exposed to electronic devices, including TV. If you are a cancer patient, yes, turn off the Wi-Fi in the house, turn off the TV, do not watch it, unplug all the electronic devices at night. If you're not a cancer patient and do not have any problems, think about unplugging Wi-Fi at night. Wi-Fi is a nasty thing, especially if it is close to your bedroom. If you live in one room, maybe, then you'd have the router there, and I've mentioned this to you. Unplug it for the night. Nobody is going to use it at night, right? Unless your neighbors have the password. And things like fridges and so on, all these unnecessary vibrations, unnecessary sounds. Here you really notice it a lot when and the power is down now, so you're really quiet. When the electricity goes back on, you get all sorts of noises. Not necessarily active noises, but things like TV and this and that starts using the electricity, and this starts. There's a lot of things that we don't need. Unplug the chargers as well. Chargers take a little bit of electricity even if they're plugged in without the phone connected to the charger or the tablet. I don't know how true this is, but this is what I heard. So unplugging things is actually saving energy too. A little bit. There's nothing wrong with saving energy. Why waste it, huh? Okay, check the house, especially pillows and beds, for mold, like black spots. In Thailand, in New Zealand, in Korea, at certain times of year there's too much humidity. I don't know what it is like in your country, but it's possible that when you have a lot of rains and high humidity, things get moldy, and we don't notice that they do. Say your mattress or your pillows inside, under the mattress, if you have a look, it might have these black dots. And these little nasty things are very harmful to human health. You never want little black dots on your curtains, on your wallpaper, on your walls, on your pillows, or on your mattress, or anywhere near your house. What's the best thing that gets rid of the dots? Dryness, air, and sunlight. Dry the pillows on your veranda, dry them in the sunlight. Mattress, maybe wash it with something not too chemical, nothing that smells of freshness. I don't know what to wash it with. Maybe vinegar, maybe lime, but something that would kill that bacteria, because it spreads, the dampness. You don't want it around you. If you're not a patient, this is good prevention. Especially if you have asthma or any other sort of respiratory diseases, that is a really good thing to get rid of. Yeah? Okay. 10 to 15 minutes of direct sunlight every day to get your vitamin D. Of course, you can take avocados. If you are on medication, any sort of medication, likely you lack vitamin D. Not if you've been taking medication for a week, but if you medication. But if you've been taking medication for an extended period of time, your vitamin D levels will drop. And then, what are we going to do? We are going to expose ourselves to sunlight, direct sunlight, every day for a few minutes. No, you're not going to get skin cancer from that. Just a little. Not only the arms and the face, but the whole body. Yes, your stomach as well, and all areas of your body. A little bit, right? Okay. Eat sprouted seeds as much as possible, especially the vitamin E group, like broccoli, cabbage, and whatever else which is green and sprouted in the supermarket, or in the salad counters. Now very often they sell sprouts. Like, there can be bean sprouts or whatever else sprouts. Get yourself that, like, every time you go shopping and get food. This stuff is good. It might not taste as anything, it might not look as anything, but this is pure vitamins. Sprouted things, like little children, they're full of energy, growth, vitamins, and things that your body needs. Whether a cancer patient or a totally healthy person, that is something you can benefit from, as everything else here. Avoid oils, all oils. Now, this is going to be controversial. You're going to say, what about the good olive oil? People in Italy live the longest in the world with their fresh olive oil. Yes, their fresh olive oil in the village where they make it, where they store it for not so long, where it does not get to the supermarket 12 months after it's actually made, and so on, and exposed to the direct light and so on. Oils are tricky to store, especially oils that we use in the kitchen, the food oils. So we do not live in Italy, in the country where they make olive oil, in the village where it is fresh. Our olive oil is oxidized most of the time, and most of the time, once you open the bottle and it's like this big, you use that much of it, and the rest you use over the next 2 years or a year. And what happened to that oil? Free radicals and all sorts of stuff that you don't want in the oil. It's done. It's gone. In a small dark glass bottle in the cool area in the shade. But who sells fresh olive oil in a small glass dark bottle? They sell it in a big transparent plastic bottle most of the time, and it's cheap, and you think, yeah, this is goodness and will make me live as long as the Italians, not the modern Italians, but the Italians in the past. So let's pour it all over the salad. Oil will create coating over your insides that will prevent the good nutrients from coming through and getting absorbed by your body. So This is why I am personally against oil. Not 100%. Yes, a little bit is okay, but not like, yeah, this is good for me, olive oil, blah, 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 from a plastic bottle. It's been standing there on the stove. Yeah, it can get warm sometimes, and yes, it is exposed to light, but hey, this is olive oil. Not stored properly, not really fresh. When did you buy it? 2 months? 3 months? Okay. You can use it for foot massage, but not to eat, not to put in your salad, and not to fry. Cook on water. Yes, you get a new frying pan because the old frying pan is already peeling off all these little black thingies. Don't use your frying pans for too long because that coating peels and it mixes with food and you eat it. Get a new frying pan, a cheap one. Use water to fry. Whatever you fry first, be it garlic, onion, just heat it up, it starts to stick, put some water on it, mix it with water. Don't make a soup out of it, but just a little, and it will evaporate later. Don't put a lid on. Done. Nothing sticks, especially with nowadays frying pans. Things do not stick, and usually vegetables do not stick. And steam if possible. Steaming is the best. Eat raw most of the time. Again, this is a cancer patient advice. If you want all the enzymes, if you want life, you gotta eat live. You gotta eat live things. Live things have the most enzymes and are the healthiest for you. So we choose raw. No, not raw chicken. Raw vegetables and raw fruit and raw herbs. Anything raw is better than cooked when it comes to vegetables. Except beans. But that's a totally different subject. So, veggies. No raw potatoes, but don't overcook them. Don't overcook them until they're like mashed. Slightly hard. Oh, getting hungry. Okay. Avoid oils, raw most of the time. Do not store fresh fruit and vegetables in the fridge. Things like bananas, apples, grapes. Oh, apples is okay. Grapes, whatever you want to have. Fruit, vegetables. Do not put them in the fridge. Put them outside in the room temperature. Yes, they will start rotting in about a day or two. This is when you should finish eating them, so don't get a big bag like this. Get enough to last you 1 or 2 days, 1.5 days. And then don't be lazy enough to invest the time into going to the market or the supermarket to get more. Yeah, no, you can't, if you want to be healthy and if you want to increase your immune system, if you want to prevent yourself from disease, or if you want to save somebody's life, you can't do shopping once a week or twice a week. You have to do it every day or every second day at the most. Depends what climate you're in. If it's sort of cool, then you don't really need to do it every day. Add natural probiotics. Now there's probiotics in a bottle that you can take a spoon of and mix it with a drink. Probiotics is good, especially if you've been abusing your body and eating and drinking all sorts of stuff. It's good to recover your natural bacteria in the intestines by taking a little bit of probiotics here and there. Natural stuff. Like in cheese, but cheese is a milk product, so avoid cheese. Kimchi, Korean kimchi, or natto, Japanese natto, or sauerkraut, and things that have been fermented naturally is good. Here we get coconut, what's it called, cream cheese, which is beautiful, sour, and it doesn't go off, it's alive, it's living bacteria, and this living bacteria we need. So if you have a chance, maybe in your city there's this organic store where all the crazy hippies go. Just go there and pretend that you're there by mistake and see if they have any probiotic products without any dairy. And then you get yourself one, just try it. You might like it because the digestion will change over like a few days. You'll notice results. Sometimes, especially if you have like diarrhea or constipation, sometimes you'd notice changes really quickly. Oh, that's all I needed. Wow, how easy. You don't need to take it like every day for like a year. No, just sometimes, maybe once a month or twice a month, to give yourself an extra boost of bacteria, good bacteria. Do not breathe through the mouth. We try to avoid all possible pollution that we don't have to face, right? Deep breathing in through the nose, out, also through the nose, mouth closed. And try to get your stomach to inflate, to massage the organs. Now again, this is a patient advice. When we breathe, whatever you're doing, exercise, running, we do not breathe through the mouth. We breathe through the nose, in through the nose and out through the nose. The mouth stays closed all the time unless you are talking. Why? Because this is your cleansing system. This is not. This is for eating, talking and drinking and kissing and licking, but not for breathing. So if you notice somebody going breathing with their mouth for some reason because their nose is blocked or whatever, solve the problem, because this will bring a lot of unneeded bacteria, infection and so on, virus into the body, into the lungs. In and out. And deeper. Try to get the stomach to inflate. Breathe with your stomach instead of breathing with your lungs or your neck or your throat. This is how life is defined. The baby starts here, breathing with the stomach. The stomach rises, the stomach deflates, right? And that goes higher as we age and higher, and then we breathe like this, and then we breathe and then we just breathe here. Short and through the nose and out of the mouth. Or this is where it ends. This is where life ends. So keep your breath down. Now you're thinking, well, the lungs are here, so how can I breathe with my stomach? The air still goes in here. Yes, the air does, but the muscles that you use to suck in that air, you can use these muscles. So try it a few times and you will definitely not fail. This is what people are trained to do in yoga and maybe other sports too. When you are sweating, when you're exercising, doing your cardio, slow down up to the point where you can use your nose only. You don't need to overwork, push your heart to its limit to get the exercise. Your exercise should be heart rate above a normal rate, at about 20% above the normal rate, which is enough to breathe through the nose still. Especially if everybody else in that crowded, air-conditioned gym area is breathing through the mouth. There's a lot of shit in the air, which you don't want to suck into yourself. Slow down, and you don't have to beat your personal record of achieving the top speed on the machine. In through the nose, out through the nose. It might look like he's not going fast enough to other people, yet you are. You feel that your heart rate is faster, right? Okay, we still got time. Yeah. Now, no tea or coffee. Especially no green tea. Why no green tea? Because tea has something in it. I don't remember what it's called, but you can research it. That creates a coating on your stomach and all the digestive system. The coating that prevents the nutrients from being taken out of the food by your body and absorption, right? So you want to absorb all the minerals, all the vitamins, all the nutrients quickly. If there's a piece of mango falling into your stomach, yes, let's get it. If it's going down through your intestines for the next 10 hours, we want to suck out all the good things out of it. It doesn't want to go like, boom, fell out next morning. Yes, we ate a mango, but somehow we don't feel that we've got the best out of it. Why? Because there is a coating from oil, from the tea. Tea will make you thin. You know why? Because tea does not let your body absorb the nutrients. So yes, you are going to be thin if you drink a lot of green tea daily. and hyper too with all the caffeine. It's not good. Sometimes it's fine. Sometimes anything is fine. Sometimes it's sometimes, but not often. And sometimes it's not once a week or twice a week. Sometimes it's once a month. This is my definition of sometimes. Okay? So no teas, no green teas or black teas with caffeine. No coffee. No, I can't. Okay. It's your choice. It's your body. Whatever you want. I'm Lina, and I've given my advice. You can take it or you can leave it. Take other advice if you love coffee and can't live without it because you feel tired and not energized and you're addicted maybe, and you just love it for all its goodness. Then keep on taking it. The body is very sensitive when you're sick, when you're a patient. The body is very sensitive and the immune system is weak. So we want to increase the absorption of the nutrients and natural vitamins. As I said, no teas or oils. So to strengthen the immune system, we need everything, all the extra vitamins, and not in capsules. Do not take vitamin supplements because they're not real, while decreasing the workload on the body. Whatever good we take in, we should also think about the body and what it needs to do. So if we're sleeping there, just had our green juice and whatever else, but it's cold, it's like the air conditioner is on, and your body is using a lot of precious energy and enzymes to keep itself warm. Is it going to absorb all the good nutrients? No, it's going to keep itself warm because it thinks that, well, this is your survival instinct. Keep it warm, keep the temperature up. And diseases live in low temperatures because the environment is more favorable, just like snakes live in the bathroom. Wet, moist, lots of mold and cool. Disease doesn't like hot. That's why when we try to fight, say, a common cold, our body temperature goes up, right? So we are trying to kill the virus. Our immune system goes like, hello, you go away, you bad virus. I'm not talking to a bunch of kids, I know, but hey, graphic examples make us understand more and not make you fall asleep, which I am worrying about. Oh well. Okay, so decrease the workload on the body. If you eat good, you also need to reduce all the other stuff. Like our body is always busy trying to cleanse ourselves of things that we don't really need to eat. Say free radicals, whatever, potato chips, a glass of beer and whatever else is not really needed by the body. So reduce that workload. You don't need to stick to this 100%, just parts that you think are bearable. Now the diet, and this is for the cancer patient. So it is extreme, but there is some goodness in it. So number one, lots of water, not cold water. Water does not belong in the fridge. In fact, nothing belongs in the fridge. Let's not have the fridge. Not cold water, but room temperature. It's important to drink things slightly warm, or at the room temperature. We never go down. We never put ice in our drink. Add plenty of cucumbers to the juice to avoid water accumulating in the body, because if you do add cucumbers, they will get rid of the extra water. There's something in cucumbers that does it. Good stuff. Now number two, organic, sprouted if possible, mixed grains should be your main food. 50% of the diet is grains. Grains, like rice and anything that looks like rice, which is whole grain coated, and if you plant it, it will sprout. You soak it in the water overnight, maybe for a few hours, just to get it also swollen up and full of life force, ready to grow into a plant. When the life goes like, okay, we are in contact with water now, let's swell up, and the life starts. And this is when you eat it. This is when you put it in the rice cooker with all the other grains, like I'd say 7 to 15 different grains, all mixed, and good mineral water with a tiny little bit of sea salt or Himalayan salt. And this is all that your body needs from the grains, and energy as well. Daily. If you're a patient, put an extra bit of water in it, so it's almost like a porridgey substance rather than a hard rice substance. If it is like hard rice substance, you need to chew a lot, and this is good for your digestive tract. But if you're a patient, you don't want to waste your energy on digesting too much, so more water, boil for a long, or steam for a longer period of time. Hey, understood? Yes, understood. So our main 50% of the food is grains, mixed, organic, sprouted if possible grains, yellow, red, black, brown, whatever. No white rice, no flattened white killed porridge, nothing that does not grow any longer. No growth, no life. Food without life is a waste of space, a waste of energy. Why put it inside you? Nothing canned, of course. Only live stuff. Because in the live stuff there is the good enzymes that we really need. Life brings life. And when you make the rice soup, it should be like porridgey substance, not have water floating above it, because that will dilute your digestive acid, right? So we cook it twice a day. We don't store it in the fridge for a week after we've cooked it. We cook a little, we eat a little, we throw away the rest. Sadly, yes. Later you learn to adjust the amount. Add natural herbs, a little bit of Himalayan salt or sea salt. No sauces. No soy sauce from the supermarket. No, 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 no. If you have natural natto, natural sauerkraut, this is the time to add it. Not into the soup, but eat it with the rice. Seaweed is also excellent. Dried seaweed. Not salted, not oiled. You know, like the seaweed that you use for sushi rolls? There are sheets, and you can make sure that there's no salt or oil on it. Cut it up in little pieces, and like the Koreans do, have a sheet of seaweed and put rice in it, roll it up, and have it with a little bit of kimchi or sauerkraut or whatever. Not spicy on that, or spicy if you like it. So good. That's what I'm gonna have for lunch. Now the second part of the diet, so this was 50%, is the green juice. Now we have kale, Chinese kale, cabbage, all sorts of green stuff that you see at the market that you don't even know the names for. It looks like salad, 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 and more salad. That's good. That's good for the juice. Parsley, dill, whatever you can stuff in there. And then add something sweet to the juice. Now, blender and juicer is not the same stuff. It's not the same thing. You don't make juice in the blender. Juicer squeezes the vegetables. Blender cuts the vegetables and mixes them, right? So we're going for the juicer to make the green juice. All the green things, including cucumbers, made into a juice. And it tastes and smells horrible. It's full of enzymes and vitamins, but it tastes like crap. So we add fresh orange juice. Not from the bottle, but from the actual oranges that we squeeze ourselves and add in there. If you don't want to deal with oranges, because you need to peel them and so on, pineapple, shook, 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 shook. Cut in cubes and into the juicer. Half-half. Pineapple with green vegetable juice. Tastes nice. When there's pineapple, it tastes nice. Sweet and sour, and you don't even notice all the kale and all the green goodness. Now, there's also the ABCG juice. Apple, carrot, beetroot, ginger. Excellent combination, but don't put too much ginger in there. Carrot mostly. Then there goes apple. Then there goes beetroot. Then there goes ginger. So in that sort of decreasing order. That's not for every day, but that's for the day when you really don't feel like having to drink green juice. ABCG juice, right? Remember? Okay. That shall be 40% of the diet. Lots of juice. Lots and lots and lots. The more you drink it, the more you're happy. Make yourself full with juice. Okay. And before I forget, if you are a patient or if you want to increase your immune system or solve certain problems in your body, wheatgrass, freshly grown, chop, 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 cut, 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 wheatgrass goes into the green juice. Minimum about that much a day, like a shot, like a soju glass shot. Soju is a Korean drink, and they drink it from little shots. Maybe vodka, like vodka. Small little cup, right? Okay, and the 10%. So rice, grains, 50%. Vegetable juices and vegetables, raw, 40%. 10% is what? It's fruit. It wasn't fish. It's fruit. This is for the patient. No fish, no animal products. Fruit, sweet fruit, the ugly small fruit, which you get at the supermarket or at the market. The uglier it looks, the more organic it is. If it has a little hole from the worm, if it has any uneven surface on the skin, good. Get that fruit. Get the ugly fruit. If there's a big apple that looks like it's made of wax, do not get it. Unlikely it is natural. So we get the ugly fruit. Of course they're not ugly, but just not as perfect. And do not juice fruit. Fruit need to be eaten whole. You need the fiber from the fruit. Vegetables are okay to juice. Fruits are not okay to juice. Number 4 in the diet, do not drink or eat late. So minimum 3 hours before sleep. 4 is good. Sleep as many hours as possible at night, not during the day. During the day we have a 20-minute nap. And this is talking about patients. But also is okay for normal people. Good nap for 20 minutes, and at night we try to get a lot of sleep. Nothing is more important than your health. Have as much physical contact with healthy people. Hold hands, hug, touch in conversation, smile while talking. This is if you're dealing with a patient. Physical contact with healthy people is very important. We get energy, we get love, we get warmth. Do not isolate the patients like, oh, they're sick, I'm not going to touch them. Even if they're sick with something that you can't really catch. But somehow, healthy people do not like to physically interact with sick people. Why? It's natural. If you're trying to help somebody, hold them, touch them, slap them on the knee, like, good on you. Tell them the good news. Also very important to talk about the good news. Ask for advice, opinion, and various issues in life. Do not talk about hospital, cancer, and patients. Do not talk about negative stuff like who crashed and who died in a bus crash in another country. That is something they do not need to know. Love, unconditional love, touching, hugging, holding hands, massaging the hands. If you're a guy to a guy, if it's your father or if it's your friend, do not feel like, oh, that's girly. It's not girly. Touching another person can be this, can be slapping on the shoulder. If it is your loved one, of course, it's natural to do all the physical contact, but this is also good contact, and it's manly enough to sort of do it. And positive talk, smiling. Never be unhappy in front of the patient, because that draws more unhappy energy to them. You're going to be good, you're going to survive, you're going to get through this, you're strong, miracles happen. Miracles do happen. We know people who have healed, right? So miracles do happen here and there and everywhere. So we try to uplift the mood. We try to smile. We try to tell them about the happy news. Like the lion was born at the zoo. Little cute baby lion. It's good. The trees are in bloom. Whatever. If they're in the hospital, if they're at home, wherever they are, whatever you hear, the good news is always something that brings extra life to the patient. Enough for today. Thank you for listening. I hope this helps. A little bit informal, but yes, this is not medical advice. This is Lena advice based on unconditional love and personal opinion only. So it's up to you if you want to take it, if you want to take something out of it, modify it to your situation, or if you want to reject it. Do not argue with me. This is only my opinion, and it is not subject to change at the moment. So hope you benefit from it, and I hope that people around you benefit from this. Again, I accept no responsibility for the consequences, and it is your own decisions, your own logic, your own inner feeling, inner gut feeling and intuition if you choose to follow the advice. Thank you. See you tomorrow.